Sorry about that. My video got cut off due to I went over my amount of time that I could use. So I started off over here. So products of the early to mid 20th century were made to be repaired if a malfunction were to occur or if the appliance were to stop working altogether. For example, if I were to buy a really nice, good quality toaster oven for $200 and all of a sudden it stopped working, it would probably cost what I paid for it or more to fix it. Modern day appliances are not meant to be fixed. They are made to be used, and when they stop working, they're meant to be thrown away. Another really big issue I have with getting cheap imports from China is the fact that all of our manufacturing for the most part has come to a screeching halt. Laura Bogman, an economist, claims that the Made in USA label is outdated. She may be an economist, but I believe she is wrong about the Made in USA label being outdated. She's claiming that we should shove aside the fact that the Made in USA idea is virtually non-existent in society anymore. And we need to look forward in the Made in China society we live in now. It's hard to do that when all we're doing is buying junk that's going to fill the landfills at some point in time. There are many antiques that that are marked specifically with a Made in USA label on it. The toys, appliances, cars, dishwashers, etc. have Made in USA on them specifying that the product was indeed made here in America. Additionally, China's manufacturing is destroying American jobs. For instance, Detroit, Michigan, as we all know it, was the Motor City of America. Nowadays it sits in ruins and it's nothing but ghetto and not a nice place to be. I've been up and down the East Coast, traveling from Maryland to Maine for the past few years. I go from Baltimore to New York and I see all these old, broken up factories and manufacturing plants sitting abandoned. Big empty buildings with broken windows and graffiti lay in ruins. Every year for the past 3 years, each time I pass those former factories and manufacturing plants, I watch them crumble like a cookie. Every year when I see those former factories and manufacturing plants, my mind flashes back to the good old days in America when these once abandoned factories were the powerhouse of the American economy. And we were at a place in time where manufacturing was at its peak in America. Every year I pass by these old plants and factories and think to myself, that was America in the past. What's it going to be like in the future for American manufacturing? Having Chinese imports has its ups and downs like anything else in the world. However, I see nothing but a big waste of money, time, and effort when I see an item I want that reads Made in China. And now to conclude my very awesome essay. I surround myself with objects of the 1950s and back to display a time in America when manufacturing was at its peak. We had just gotten out of World War II, and business was booming after nearly 2 decades of depression. Today, I take pride in products that were made here in America. I feel that we should live every day like it's the 1950s because people had an active lifestyle, products were made here in America, and advertising was more logical and appealing to the public. Marilyn Monroe, a blue vinyl tulip chair, and a Fenton Green 4-door Chevy Bel Air will never be forgotten by me or the rest of the world. To some, the 50s were a decade of the past. To me, the 50s are a bright look into my future and will never disappear from my life. And I like it that way. That's why I choose to live my life the best way I can, like it's 1955. Thank you.